The United States has said goodbye to its oldest living president, President Jimmy Carter, who served as commander-in-chief from 1977 to 1981. He was 100 years old. In the last years of his life, President Carter experienced a number of serious health conditions, but was declared cancer-free in 2015 following treatment for melanoma, which had spread to his brain and liver. To the surprise of no one who knew him, he refused to give up his Sunday school teaching duties during his cancer treatment. Several years later, he had surgery to relieve pressure on his brain. He also experienced numerous falls, requiring medical care and stitches to patch him up. Still, he enjoyed being active and involved in public life until relatively recently, being unable to travel to attend President Biden's inauguration in 2021. However, Biden did pay him a visit a few months later.
You can see former First Lady Rosalind walking the Bidens out of their home.
This was a notable occasion, making Biden the first sitting president to visit the Carters in their home. In mid-February 2023, the Carter Center provided an update on the former president. It read, "After a series of short hospital stays, former U.S. President Jimmy Carter today decided to spend his remaining time at home with his family and receive hospice care instead of additional medical intervention. He has the full support of his family and his medical team." The Carter family asked for privacy during this time and is grateful for the concern shown by his many admirers. In November of the same year, his beloved wife of 77 years, Rosalind, was also put on hospice care. She died at home on November 19th with her family by her side. She was 96 years old. Despite his fragile state, President Carter attended her memorial services in Georgia.
Here comes former President Jimmy Carter, who has been in hospice care since February.
Even though President Carter only served one term, his legacy has only become more apparent with time. As the Miller Center at the University of Virginia puts it, along with his predecessor Gerald Ford, Carter must be given credit for restoring the balance to the constitutional system after the excesses of the Johnson and Nixon imperial presidency. His presidency was informed not only by lessons he learned as governor of Georgia from 1971 to 1975, his home state, but also by his time spent running his family peanut businesses, Carter Farms and Carter Warehouses. He was characterized by modesty, empathy, informality, and a rejection of pork barrel politics. He refused to be carted around in a limousine on Inauguration Day, often addressed the nation wearing a cardigan, hated backroom political dealings, pardoned Vietnam-era draft dodgers, and lived his entire life in the same home he bought in 1961. Carter's administration was known for increasing jobs upwards of an additional 8 million nationwide, and the national budget deficit fell during his 4 years in the Oval Office. He was responsible for the creation of the Department of Education and was known for his efforts to increase diversity in the government workforce. He also preserved 157 million acres of the natural lands in the United States. Unfortunately, his administration was plagued by congressional pettiness, national energy crises, and the Soviet invasion of Afghanistan in 1979. The Iran hostage crisis and his administration's response to it was also considered a major factor in why he lost re-election in 1980.
The government of Iran must recognize the gravity of the situation which it has itself created.
Despite all of that, it's what President Carter did after his presidency that people remember most. Not one to be waylaid, he and Rosalind founded the Carter Center in 1982, shortly after his presidency ended. The center's tagline, "Waging peace, fighting disease, building hope," is no pie-in-the-sky phrasing. The Carter Center has almost completely by itself been responsible for the eradication of guinea worm, a horrifying disease that afflicted African nations for decades, whereby crustaceans in infected water lay eggs inside the human body, and meters-long worms burrow out through the flesh. There were 3.5 million cases in 1980, and in 2016 there were only 2. As President Carter said, no one else was addressing the disease, so he decided to take care of it. And so, over 30 years, the Carter Center contacted 203,600 villages to teach them about water filtration, sanitation, and medical practices. He and Rosalind were also known for contributing 1 week of their time each year to help build homes throughout the world with Habitat for Humanity. Notably, they volunteered with many others to help rebuild after Hurricane Katrina devastated the Gulf Coast in 2005. As far as American presidents go, President Carter was possibly the most human of them all, and his example will hopefully continue to inspire future generations. Rest in peace, Jimmy.